Hi everyone, so for today let's take a closer look at the program we call Capture One. So what is it? Well, it is a photo editing and photo selection program. It's actually very simple and one of my favorite programs that I use. Why? Well, mostly I adore skin tones from it and it is a beautiful color. So Capture One is for me because I'm mostly fashion and commercial photographer, really great and lovely. People get so scared of Capture One because they think it's so complicated, when it is not. It's very simple, and today we will be taking a test. In 10 minutes tops, we will check if we can learn basics, so you can use the program right after this video. That will be the benchmark. Hopefully, we will achieve it. Should have used candies before the video. Okay, good. Capture One uses sessions. Sessions are every time you start a new project, you make a new session, and this makes it far more organized and easy to use. So every new session you make, you put photos in it, then you have quite a few folders. Okay, this should be fun. So let's go over it. The first thing you will see is library. Here you have capture, selects, output, trash. Everything I will say will be from my point of view. So I use capture for all the files. So I put them here and then I rate them. 1, this is my primary and first selects. So 4 is final select and 5 final edit. Usually. In this case, as you can see, I put 5 behind the scene because I need it behind the scene. So I don't have a set rules, I just make it logical. So every star is for one use. So when it comes to my organizing method, I'm really simple. I do new session, I put everything in capture, I start it, and that's it. Here you have different sessions and you can toggle between them. The next is exposure evaluation and everything camera related. So this is important for tethering. So let's see. In this case we have new capture naming. So if you want a different name, I put usually the name of the person that I'm photographing and what is it. In this case flowers, because we used flowers. And then below, really importantly, when tethered you have camera, so connections, so settings for the camera, and below it's Capture Pilot. This is a special program for iPads and iPhones that you can connect over Wi-Fi, and you have the option that the client sees and rates photos as they go from camera to the computer. Amazingly well for commercial photography and highly recommended. The third, this is my window, my workspace. In this case, my workspace is called Damjan. I had it set up for me. If you want, I can put the file on WeTransfer or anything like that, and you can download and make the same adjustments. So here we have this lens correction. From now on, we will be checking only the things that are important for retouching and editing photo. On the third tab, we have lens correction, rotation and flip. Let's go over the start. So here you have lens, you choose it and it's automatic. So any recent lenses will be in it. You have light fall off. So for vignette, I almost put it always to 100% and distortion also 100%. Rotation, what you like on the image if you need to check it out. Also fun is flip, horizontal. Some photos look really good and different, so I try to check it this a while. Fourth, white balance. So you put it on the kelvins, you put the tint in it, and that's that. And here we come to the color balance. The most important tool in the whole Photoshop, if you ask me. With color balance, 3-way, because this is the best and quickest way to do it, you adjust colors in midtones, shadows, and highlights. You adjust the power and you adjust the color. So here we want to have, let's say, green color and a lot of highlights. We can do that. And then because we want the opposite for shadows, we want magenta, and intensity is not so much. This looks wrong, but you can always just go to the middle or anything in between. So you just drag it, and here you switch the intensity of everything. It is really intuitive and useful and amazing to play with. You can make so many adjustments and you can see it on the fly. It works so smoothly. Okay, down below you have color editor. Color editor is used to change hues, saturation and lightness of any color or skin tones. So, for example, here is something from the last shoot we did, and her skin tone, so you always pick color editor, skin tones, dropper, click it on skin, and you can see the color here. The color, really important because you want to have balance. 10-second quick guide about this, so you use something like this. We want more pink skin tone, we drag it down. We want more saturation, we drag it to the right, and more lightness here. And this is too much, but you can see the difference. You can go always back with Command and Z in case of a Mac. This is really useful, and I have another tutorial just for this. I will be updating it, but so yeah, this is great. Use it, use everything here so many times because it is amazing. Exposure, contrast, brightness. So you made photo brighter, you make it more contrasty, or you put highlights or shadows up or down, whatever you prefer. You can see the difference. It's really gradual and nice, so you can make precise and clean effort. Down below you have levels for RGB, red, green, blue. So every color split apart. Let's say red because for this image I want less red, and this is it. Or I want more red. This is it. So simple. This is all just color management. For RGB you're switching with the brightness. So this is midtones, highlights and so on. Some people asked what's the difference between levels and color balance. Well, you can use both or you can use just one. I usually prefer color balance for rough, so for my first edit, and then I use levels for precise final edit. Layers, this is a fun thing, we will be coming back to it. And down below you have curve, clarity and vignette. Simple. On the 5 we have what I use is sharpening, focus, noise reduction and film grain. I usually use film grain on Silver Ridge, and let's say 25-50 are my golden ratio. I adore this setting because it makes, let's look, really nice grain. And it's so natural. Yes, I always put grain in my images because even though I shot them on ISO 64, I much prefer the look of the grain. So we talked about layers. I have them here and here. This is how much I love layers. With layers, it's kinda simple. Plus, you make another layer, you name it, let's say test, because this sounds boring, we will be most amazing thing ever. Okay, this is better. And here you pick a tool, right click, you add tool, you remove tool, and so on. Try it out, you will see. This is an overview, not really specific. If you want me to be more specific, just ask. Okay, we have another layer. We have the paint tool, and here you can also choose new empty layer. If you want, you can also right click before you make a new layer, and you have options what layer you want. Usually empty layer is good. So let's say we want brighter eyes. If you don't see anything, just press M. M will toggle on or off the mask. Okay, one eye, another eye. This was really lousy picking, but let's face it, I'm usually better. And you can go here and you can put exposure on max if you want. And here you will see why I have another layer below. Because when I want to play with it, with opacity of it, I can just go here and just play with opacity. Okay, this is too much. Good. and you can see the difference. So yeah, kinda simple, but new layers are amazingly efficient, they work quite well, and the most importantly, you can make millions of them and you don't actually need Photoshop. Well, I still do, but depending on your work, you don't. It has so much power in it, and the auto mask is actually bloody amazing. So if you go to the right, you have clear mask, invert mask, fill mask, rasterize, and so on and so on. So very simple, and this is really a complex tool when you go deep down in it. So if you want, I can make one video just for every little thing. Just say which one would you like. But for now, let's just go overview. Then for the final thing, you have styles and presets. With that, I mean this. I made this photo, I really like it. I like all the settings, and I know I will be shooting something similar in the future. Perhaps, maybe. So I like this photo and I want to save it. What I do is this. I go to the three dots. I say save this. I pick what do I want to save. So let's say exposure, contrast. Usually the default is quite good because you don't want to save exposure and such. Then you say save. You put in the name for this, let's say beauty gray backdrop. You put save and that is it. You have it now. And anytime you want, you can just go to user style, built-in style. You can pick it. Let's say I go to already built-in style. This, I can pick it. Or this one. It's really fast. I can go even, and here is the kicker and the best part about styles. You can go right-click, apply it to new layer, and then you have it on a new layer. And then if you want even more or less opacity of it, you can just go to layers, put opacity down. So you can see the difference. You can dial it down or up, however you prefer. Amazingly so, right? 100%, 0%, 59 let's say, 69? Okay, so this is good. You can also just delete it. And yeah, those are the most useful that I use on every photo. This is really just an overview, a quick and simple one, not anything in depth, but hopefully you learned at least for first steps, for first use, what to do to not be scared. So try, explore, try this thing and this thing, and oh yeah, this is just to crop things, and this is a hand tool. When you're in 100%, you can go down or up or left or right, you can party with it. This is just a normal thing. Double click does nothing here, but double click with this does zoom. Those are little tips and tricks, and the more you use it, the more you learn them. So this is not overnight, of course. Oh, another fun thing, you can go to this triangle, click it, and you see highlights overexposed. Here I have this. Am I happy with it? Actually yes, but I know they exist. Here, even more fun, when you have something you like, you can just push this copies it, you can go to another photo, just click the arrow down, it will copy everything when you're in RAW, not everything when you're in TIFF, depending on your layers. Yeah, this was it. Hopefully it was not convoluted mess and you actually made something of it, and see you next time.